Okay. Oh, I was like, wait a second, where's my game? All right. Well, I think everything is fine. Let me check my things. Okay, there we go. Making sure like my audio was there. All right. So, hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Um, Hi. I'm a practical eccentric and I am here for Dreamlight Valley because it's Thursday and the what is it? Is it called extravaganza? Hold on. How do we do things? This is how we do things. Yes, extravaganza has started. So, we are all ready for that. But before we get into that, how about a quote of the night? Let's do a quote of the night. Now I have to find my quote of the night. It is right here. Ta-da! Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. And that is from Salvador Dali. And I was looking at a couple of quotes. I actually switched back and forth like a few times. There was one I really liked from Mary Tyler Moore. It was too long, so it has been saved in a different spreadsheet for future me to figure out how to do something with because I really liked it. And of course, it didn't fit because it was too dang long. Anyway, I need to clip something off of my finger, a little hangnail bothering me. Okay, there we go. Anyway, but what was the other one? Let me just look at it real quick. Oh, yes. The reason I picked this is because of recent events, but also the course over this last year. So I'm a big overthinker. If you are new here, then you may not know that about me. But if you're not new here, you will know that I overthink things all the time. And a lot of times I will let overthinking stop me from doing things. I get overwhelmed with too many possibilities. I obsess over how I'm going to execute it. And then I tend to either not do the thing or take way too long to actually start doing the thing. And so there are things that I have been doing as of late that a year ago would have been things that either would have stopped me from doing anything or would have been definitely cause for me to sit there and think and think and think and think. And some of that is based in like some level of fear, you know, fear of not getting it quite right, of not doing it good enough, or you know, I'm not terribly concerned with judgment. I mean, when you put yourself out on the internet particularly, but just in real life every day, at work, with friends, you know, other people, other people's, I don't know, that's not how I phrase that, like other parents at school, like interacting with the world, there's always the possibility that, someone will judge you or think you're not doing a good enough job or like you won't phrase. I mean, I'm I'm a weird combination of socially awkward and not socially awkward. And once I get comfortable, I run my mouth, which can also make me like go, should I be doing that? But also, there are times where it's like, if I don't speak up, no one else will. Whether or not they think of the things that I do and don't say anything, or whether they don't think of those things at all. Um, Generally, it's better to have more people in a conversation, especially if you're trying to like troubleshoot or whatever. I think about it in a lot of times in context relative to work, because it took me a long time to really feel like, even though I don't have the same background as my colleagues, doesn't mean that my opinions aren't valid. And maybe even not, I wouldn't say more so, because that's not really right. But like, it's important for me to speak up because I can voice somebody, like a completely different type of person and a different perspective. And that can be really, really useful, especially when you're talking about development of, things that have functionality concerns from like multiple different perspectives and multiple different I don't know, outlets isn't the right word. There's a word I'm trying to think of. Of course, I can't think of it now because that would be helpful and make me sound eloquent. But we have public facing things, and we have people that are, coming at the information and the systems that we use from all different angles, and me thinking of things that my colleagues wouldn't think of that all have relatively similar backgrounds, can be really useful because they probably won't think of it in any way like I do. I also tend to come from like the physical side of things as opposed to the data side of things. Not that data doesn't make sense to me. It's just I have more experience with the physical than most of them do, but also because that is my job. But it can be, applied to other things as well. Anyway, making the first video I ever made, doing the first live stream I ever did, talking to people in a real way, like how I really am, and trying to articulate the brain circus that's constantly going on. That all has like this element of just take a chance, just do it anyway, just see what happens. You can always refine later. Me being here right now isn't life or death. Somebody comes in here and says, you're trash. Okay, well, first of all, that probably means I'm not for you. Second of all, it means that I'm not perfect yet. And guess what? I can't ever be. So I'm going to do the best I can with what I have right now, and I'm going to learn and keep growing. And that has been something that has been changing. It's interesting to me now to consciously acknowledge when I do things that I couldn't have done or wouldn't have done, not couldn't have done, but wouldn't have done a year ago. Tonight I had to wrap up quickly my Dream Snaps video because yesterday was when I should have filmed it and my computer crashed 3 times for who knows what reason. And I actually didn't get to film it last night. I had to hurry and film it this morning. So I usually include like how long it took me, how many minutes, how many hours, whatever. It's usually an hour and a half max. So it's not as realistic of a number because I started and stopped like 3 times. Now I never actually fully got the thing developed and, all of that. So, I mean, it's going to look like it took less time than it actually probably would have if I sat and had to do it all at once. But, I couldn't make it happen last night, but I could make it happen this morning. Now, does that mean I made the best Dream Snap I possibly could have? No, but odds are it would have been about what it ended up being anyway. I just happened to get there a little bit faster because I'd already had like a little checklist of objects that I had found. But the final touches and the finagling of all the pieces definitely was still something I did this morning. But that meant that I had to start the editing process, finish the edit before work, and then finish it after work. But in between, like work and getting home and setting up for stream, which means I also have to create thumbnails and I also have to do music. And I didn't have quite enough. I had music, but I didn't have it in like the right lengths to math out to be the video I needed it to be. So I had to go look for a song and download the song and move it over to my folder and then make sure I get all my credits in and all of that. And it just became just do this, just do this, just do this, just do this. And I don't know, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, definitely a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to pull that out in about an hour in between getting home from work, while eating, getting the daily download from my family, like all the things that come in conjunction with, but it's become something I'm getting more comfortable with. Doesn't mean I'm like super awesome at it. It just means that I have gotten past the fear and the overthinking stage of getting it all right. It may not be perfect, but it was easier, and easier usually means, okay, now I'm able to build in some more things and like work on making those easier. And then I build in more things and I make the, refine, review, all of that. Anyway, that is why the action is so important. It's so important to just try, because a lot of times when you try, you start to realize that there are things that you thought were going to be super hard aren't as hard as you think, or at least getting started on them. Now, it doesn't mean mastering them is easy, but like the starting, and it's usually your head can trick you so bad. Like it could just make you go crazy. And I certainly get into that mode sometimes. The other thing that happened was I streamed a craft stream on Sunday, and I was just listening back to it just to see if like how the sound was, how the video looked, all of this stuff, just to kind of double check. And the music was a bit too loud. It wasn't oppressive, but it was more it was a more competition with my speaking than I would like it to be. It's supposed to be ambient, and it's also supposed to theoretically allow me to shut my mouth and let the music just play occasionally, which, again, if you've been here before, you probably know that I have a hard time shutting up. But that's what it's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there as just kind of a background filler, making sure there's no dead air. And it was louder than I thought it was supposed to be, so I'll have to tweak it, which is fine. But, you know, I still did the thing, and I had a great time, you know. It was nice to get back to painting. It was nice to do something a little different than I had been doing on stream for a while. And yeah, I'll just tweak it and we'll fix it and it'll get better, and may not be perfect, but you know, we'll learn and we'll grow and we'll keep moving forward and taking action and not getting caught up in, oh no, that sucked. Oh God, that was terrible. It's fine. We'll live. It'll be okay. So, anyway. Yeah. How's everybody doing? I'm doing okay. This week has been fairly productive. There are things that I feel like I should be getting to. There are things I'm actually getting to right now because we're actually getting close to the end of our fiscal year. So I need to, there's some goals. We have, you know, annual goals. And I'm like, oh, I've done this and I've done that, but I haven't worked on that at all. So I should probably get on that. And, you know, we'll either make those goals or not. They're they're self-imposed goals. So they're not like hard and fast. I mean, other things have deadlines, but these ones are, you know, these are the ones we set for ourselves, and they can roll over or be annual things that I do, which a couple of my goals are like, I do this every year, and so therefore it's always a goal. But they also want it to be quantifiable, so that's fine. But the things I'm doing now have been superseded by other projects that had deadlines that were imposed upon me by other staff and other demands and other things happening. So when I write my annual report for myself, I can say, we met these goals fell a little bit short because of XYZ projects that took priority, you know, things like that. So anyway. It would, of course, be awesome if I'm like, I hit all my goals and did all the extra projects. So we'll see if I can get there. I got a little bit of time, and I'm determined. And I don't function poorly in crunch time, so I've got lots of experience functioning in crunch time. So we will do our best. All right. I'm going to make sure of that. Okay, good. Let's go to make sure I've got my Dreamlight Valley stuff spreadsheet. Okay, we've got that. All right. Oh, and then suddenly I have music again. All right. It's the only problem with yammering and wanting to look at my second screen is that it takes away the music from the game, but well. All right. So let's look at the thing. From April 2nd through April 22nd, you'll have the opportunity to find all kinds of bright-colored eggs. Search everywhere in the valley and in realms you've unlocked. These will help you earn exclusive rewards. You'll also complete daily missions with Wally for even more seasonal prizes. Let's make this a spring to remember, full of joy and fun. Happy egg hunting, Valley villagers. And I don't have any duties to do because these are duties from previous years. I kind of wish they'd added another duty in here, but I'm not terribly fussed about it. I'm really liking the recurring events, the annual events, particularly with this one where they have added some new things to unlock. That's nice. It's nice for them to give us something, a little extra something. But of course, I've already done all of these, so that's great. And then, yeah, so, got this. Can I track it? Apparently I can't. Can I track it from, nope. All right, so we'll go talk to Wally. I didn't get a ton done today because I had to film my Dream Snaps video this morning. Like, it was crunch time and it was intense. I had literally an hour and, I don't know, 20 minutes to do my normal routine stuff, including take a shower and try and film. So I'm kind of glad that I already had at least a little bit of idea about what I wanted to do. I was like, should I try and add some extra minutes in there? Because I know it probably took me a little bit more time brainstorming, but I don't know what it was. It was like I would get started filming and all of a sudden my game would lock up and then my recording software would shut down. And then the third time it happened, my whole computer shut down. And I was like, why? And it, you know, in 1 hour, it did it 3 times. So we're trying to troubleshoot that. But this morning it was fine. Theoretically, things should be okay right now. But, oh, yeah, forgot. This is my latest room. This is a guest bedroom. And I went with an Ursula theme, although there wasn't as much Ursula stuff as I thought there was as far as bedroom sets. So I kind of just did like a villainous idea as well. So I've got like that window over there, which is Maleficent and Hades. And then I did the thorny stuff in complement with the, you know, Ursula kind of stuff. This vanity, the lights, the mirror. I really wanted to put her stone throne in here, but it was too big. If I had been thinking, I would have expanded the room and then finished decorating, but these chairs are pretty cute, and I like them being in front of this fireplace. So there is that. And Flotsam and Jetsam are... Oh! What? I didn't know their eyes light up. I didn't notice that before. How stinking cute. I mean, for eels, right? And they're like evil minions, but that's okay. I didn't know they did that. All right. So yes, I finally decided what you know, when I recorded the video, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do next as far as decorating, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the idea that I had before, which was to make the fifth floor the first part of my kind of art craft workshop area. So that means a couple of rooms on that floor will end up being storage. So there's really only going to be 2 rooms on the 5th floor, and I'm both excited about doing that and intimidated because the craft room that I had before, I was in love with. Now, it was crazy in there, and it was not planned. It just kind of happened. But I loved it so much. I knew it had to come down. It was really harsh, you know, using the mechanic where you just can strip a whole room at once. That was like, oh. But that means that there's like part of me that's like, man, I hope I can make it as good, if not better. So I don't know. We'll find out. Like, I gotta start working on that as soon as tomorrow, really. So we'll see. I can't remember which I'm doing first. I think I'm going to do like a craft room and then an art room. I think the art room is going to be predominantly about painting. Who am I looking for? I'm looking for a gatherer. So who's more... I guess we could go get... Oh, Tiana's a gatherer. Let's go get her. Because she's out and about. Hey, you. Chicky Poo.
Oh, Naveen would just love it here.
Let's hang out.
I see.
But unless it's super cold on Sunday, I'm planning on doing a craft stream again on Sunday. I'm really excited to get back to my painting project. I'd really love to make enough progress to actually start cutting circles out and doing like the decorating work because... Ooh, hello. That's a gardening thing. I'm not doing that right this second. I am... Come on, chickie. Help me. Alright. So that's good. That's all the gathering I'm going to do at this moment. Come on, Mickey. Come here. Come on, man.
Hi.
But yes, I was really excited to get back to it. It was a little chillier than I'd like, and it probably will be a little chillier than I would like on Sunday this week, but it was nice getting started again. And I'm getting started on it a little earlier. Well, no, I should say a lot earlier. I would say at least 3-4 months earlier than I did last year. So theoretically, I should make a lot more progress if I can stick with it. Because that's the other thing. It's like, much like this game, much like a lot of other things that I work on, Eventually, I will probably hit a wall of I am sick of this and move on to something else. But while I'm motivated, I also would like to get to a point where everything else is getting managed well enough that I could potentially work on it while I'm not streaming. All right, delicate and lavish. Delicate and lavish. Well, what's that? Okay, that looks interesting. Let's see. Study, professional, tables. Well, let's see if we've got, like, a desk. Will that take care of two things? Yes. So then we go into and do professional, maybe? Oh. Well, we'll just pop this down. It's fine. All right, is that everything? Excellent. I probably could have gotten away with just the one.
My neighbors
Oh, well.
are fabulous.
Sometimes I put all of the little tags in there, and then there's nothing available.
like
And then
a
other
beach
times
day
it's
to
like,
me.
oh, look, this one object will satisfy every tag. All right. Daisy's boutique is done.
You know,
Now, I am on board for the most part with the idea of having, this is not how we do things, of having the purple eggs, and spoiler alert, the purple eggs are in the realms. Now, it's a mixed bag because you have realms like the Moana realm and the Ratatouille realm and the Wall-E realm. Those ones, super small realms. But then you get into Frozen and Beauty and the Beast and Mulan and Aladdin. And I like the fact that the realms are larger because it felt like they were more fleshed out and had more things to do, even though, like, some of them, like the Aladdin one, I feel like went fairly quickly. But searching in there to find eggs is kind of a pain in the ass. But I don't even know, do they appear in all the realms? The first realm I did, the Lion King realm, the first time I did it, a bunch of purple eggs. And then there were some realms that had 0 in them. And then there were some that had like maybe 1 or 2. So I don't know what the spawn rate is for the purple eggs. I'm sure somebody's done something about it. But I have been in... How many realms did I get into this morning? Maybe like 3 or 4? I feel like I got all the way into Wally's. And I want to say I did it yesterday morning too. Yeah, it must have been. But this one isn't so bad. This realm, even though it's larger and there's more places to search. But I'm curious how quickly things spawn. Because yesterday, like I said, there were a bunch, and then today there weren't. So I don't know if it's a certain realm, like maybe one realm a day gets a ton. Okay, at least one has spawned since this morning. But I really don't know. And... I don't know. Like, it's a mixed bag. I'm glad they're using the realms. I'm glad they've added some new stuff. But there are certain realms I don't want to search. Like, I don't want to search the Frozen one. I was more annoyed searching it because I was like, are there even... I don't even think there were any eggs in that one when I looked yesterday. I don't think there were any. So, I don't know if there will be. But... it's not like running around and looking for the blue eggs, because the blue eggs, at least you could gather other stuff if you really wanted to. I didn't have a ton of time to do that yesterday because it was before work. So I just ran around and looked for the blue eggs. I still have some eggs left over from previous years because this is like the 3rd year we've done the egg thing, right? I don't remember. But yeah, it's like a mixed bag of like, cool, they're using the realms. Cool, they've kind of expanded some stuff. It'd be interesting to see if every year they kind of add a, like, tweak it a little bit. Maybe add one new object or a couple new objects or something like that. Nothing like crazy. But, ooh, Thank you. And welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. Ah, hello. I love the little tinkle sounds I put for my notifications. It's so pleasant to get to hear them. But, yeah, it'd be interesting for them to add, you know, more of these kind of annual events and to potentially build upon them. I don't know. It's kind of, I'm torn about them adding something new every year. And then, make sure I'm not. No, we're good. Okay, good. But also I don't want it to be an overwhelming thing. You know what I mean? Like if it was a new player and they're like, say we're 5 years down the road. Oh, yep. Hi, I'll talk to you, but I'm not actually going to like pay attention. Oh, it's Fairy Godmother. So are we doing pumpkin-y stuff?
Huh?
Oh, just desserts. Okay. Let's do it.
You're
Because I have
always
brought her
welcome
stuff
at my
before.
restaurant.
So I wouldn't want somebody to get discouraged thinking, oh no, I've only got, you know, so much time to get stuff done. And maybe they don't know that it'll be an annual event and they'll have an opportunity to continue on it next year. You know, I don't know. I feel like it would be fine, but I always want more stuff. So, like, just give me more stuff. I have found an egg in here before. And apparently I'm not the only one that has noticed that Bonnie's side table is missing. Because, yeah, her blocks are floating. The picture I saw on, I want to say it was on Facebook, somebody took a picture of them floating on their carpet, so it looks like they're flying really high. I thought that was pretty cute. I feel like I made it here this morning. So the likelihood of having eggs in here is very, very low. This one is not a huge one, but there's lots of little nooks and crannies. So I feel like I've got to look everywhere. Oh, and I didn't even realize I could go up this way. I don't know why. Either I forgot that it was a thing or I didn't know it was a thing. And I also realized, because I was thinking about getting Bonnie's, like, toy set or whatever it is from the premium shop, and I was like, I really wish I knew what that table looked like. There it is. It looks like that. But you can tell, you know, when you don't have stuff to do in the realms, there's not really a big draw to go back to them once you've completed things, unless you're hunting for glimmer, which I can't remember. I feel like I have a lot of glimmer right now. There were a couple of glimmers that I did get in the Moana realm that I think spawned because I had done the thing to get the glimmer and then the glimmer disappeared into who knows where, you know, some other dimension. So it was just sitting there. So I was wondering, there were at least 2 instances where the glimmer popped out and disappeared, and suddenly they were there in the realm. So I was able to just pick them up. But either way, more glimmer. Right. I just did Toy Story. I did not do Frozen this morning. I don't want to do the Frozen realm. It'd be really nice if there was at least 1 egg in here because, well, no, I feel like it'd be better if there was 1 egg in here because if there's not an egg in here, it would take me probably several days to come to terms with the fact that there probably wouldn't be an egg in here. But it would take me several days of searching with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I would run around and run around and run around, finally get sick of running around, and then I might stop coming in here. But if an egg could spawn in here, that means I might miss it. I don't know if that would matter. Maybe I should just not visit the realms that are obnoxious until, like, the 18th. Just let things spawn as they will. But I don't know if that would skew the spawn rate in the other realms. if you would like to know how to overthink things, you can come to my weekly seminar where I live stream a Disney game and overthink things. I do feel like there's some glimmer that's missing in here. I can't remember where it was. I feel like it might have been in like one of these little like rock tree cluster thingies. But I did not seem to find those, which is unfortunate. This is where I can't find any freaking glimmer and also get turned around. What was the place that I thought was one of the easier places to see the eggs? I feel like the Forgotten Lands was like relatively easy just because the eggs are kind of bright. But there's a realm that's kind of like that too, right? Where it's darker. Oh, I did go the wrong direction first. Damn. That's alright, we can backtrack. I'm not excited about it, but we'll do it. Wind chimes making me think of the wind chimes I have that I would really like to get set up in a place that I get to hear them. We're going to be getting lots of storms, though. So my decision to not put them outside, I feel like, is a good one right now. I'm really hoping that if I can hang them from my ceiling in my garage, and that way when I open my garage, the wind will come through and make them tinkle. That doesn't sound right. They're not going to pee. Alright, where was the place that I needed to go? See, I hate this. I hate being in here. I get turned around so quick. Alright. It's okay. Not this way. And then you have these things that are in the way. These little, like, mud pit things. There's a specific thing I'm looking for to keep track of where I want to go. There it is. Those stones over there. This was the direction. And is it going to be just this little... Oh no, there's more to it. Okay. Is this really where I wanted to go? I don't even remember. There were no damn eggs in here anyway. There wasn't the last time either. Meh. I feel like I should just stop looking in there until the 18th. Or some future date. Okay. Is there one that's darker? Is it Beauty and the Beast that I'm thinking of that's kind of dark? Maybe. I don't remember now. Because it was the purple eggs I was thinking about. Or I might be superimposing a memory of looking at blue eggs in the Forgotten Lands, but because I've been obsessing over these purple eggs, I want to pretend like it was a purple egg thing, and it's really not. Because brains are weird. Let me count the ways. Oh Lord, what is my child doing? I feel like he's going to open the door any second now. Please don't. Oh, so we got rewarded for the Oasis thing, and I got 1,500, which is fine. But I got to level 9 on the progression thing for the dream snaps, so that the reward for that is 4,000 moonstones. So I was like, oh. So, I might have to get some stuff this week. There's some cute things. And I'm really torn because every week there's been cute things. So I don't want to spend all of my points. But I can also only pin 2 things. I'll have to look at the shop and see. which ones are the most appealing. I could get the stuff I pinned last week. I also thought about picking out, like, I mean, I don't even remember how many things I was interested in. So it's like, if there's like 4 things, I could potentially buy 2 things and buy the cheapest of the bunch. And then... Aha! And then, you know, pin the other 2. Oh, for the day that I could buy some moonstones. I just had a thought. Okay, don't do that. Ooh! Excellent! Haha, excellent. Yes. I will make that joke. Okay. So, I heard a naughty adult dad joke. We'll share. But if you do not like dirty jokes, or dad jokes for that matter, then now is the time to plug your ears or mute for a few seconds. So, let's see. What was the... How did it start? How does the alchemist please his wife? Elixir. I keep meaning to tell my husband that because my husband's really into dad jokes, and of course he would enjoy the fact that it was a dirty joke as well. I saw like a reel or some kind of short form video where she was singing. I can't remember if she presented it like she was singing puns or singing dad jokes or something like that. Never seen her before. Just came across while I was doom scrolling. And I giggled like a child. And now I've shared it with you. Enjoy. All right. I'm glad there were no eggs the first time I came in here. And I find it interesting how many eggs were in here. That almost makes me think that there will be a realm every day that has more eggs than another. Because the other, what was the first day? Lion King that had a ton. And I don't know if that's true for everybody or if that's true for just me. Like, I don't know. You know, because there are some things in this game that are the same for everybody and then other things that aren't, so. But unless I come across another realm that has a bunch of eggs, then that is my current working theory. And only time will tell if it's remotely accurate. That doesn't mean you can't, I mean, you'll still have to check them. Sometimes I really don't like having to work through dinner. Just because I eat my food really fast and now I'm just like, oh, it was delicious. But also, I burnt my tongue a little bit and my belly is now very full. Part of it was rice too, so it's just like, I'm extra full. I even realized I was starting to overdo it because, of course, I was getting my plate together and was just autopilot dumping things into my plate. So we had, it's not orange chicken, but it is a breaded with a glaze. I want to say it's a Korean, like, sweet. But the glaze is not actually on top of the fried chicken. It's actually in the breading. And it's really good for a fast, just heated up meal. And we don't usually do a ton of those. So when we do, it's like, okay, what do we want? Let's make it worth it. And Thursdays are a good bet for quick and easy meals because of streaming. And then my husband usually has guests watching TV or movies or whatever. But yeah, that and some rice and green beans. And I started to just shove a bunch of rice into my bowl, and I was just like, oh, I need to put like half of that back in the bowl. But I'm still very full because I think I still had too much rice. When I get home from work, though, I'm starving, generally speaking, because I drink a meal replacement shake at work. A, because it's cheap, and B, because it's easy. I don't have to work too hard to get my lunch together. The less, like, stuff I have to do to get myself ready to go to work, the better. I'm a very low maintenance in the morning kind of person. I don't wear makeup. I don't dress up fancy. I mean, sometimes I, you know, depending on what I have to do, I might dress a little nicer. But my job is very physical, so I have quite a bit of flexibility in the clothing options. Like, I get to wear tennis shoes. And, ooh, hello, I see you. And I get to... Is that 2 eggs so far in here? Like 2 or 3. And I can wear t-shirts and, you know, depending on the pants. I usually wear leggings because, well, they're forgiving. That's probably the nicest way to put that. But I have some, like, dressier looking shirts, but they're all comfortable. So... because I move around a lot, and if I am, like, doing a lot of shifting books around or a significant amount of shelving or any of that, or cleaning, I really need to have clothes that move really easily, and I also need to have comfortable shoes because, you know, linoleum. So I think it's linoleum over concrete, too, because we're in a basement. So, yeah. That ground is not forgiving. And my feet don't need extra abuse. So. I don't remember I started talking about that. Who knows? Brain train is weird. I'm really trying to figure out why I was talking about clothes. Oh, being low maintenance. There we go. Ah. So yes, part of it is I'm a low maintenance kind of girl, and also I don't have to. In fact, it can be cumbersome to be dressed up and perform my job duties effectively. So. I can't remember if I found an egg in here this morning or not. Not this morning. Yesterday morning, because I haven't done this one yet today. It was nice to find several in the Mulan realm, though. Because although that one is a large one, and yes, there are things to look around, it feels very open, which makes it feel easier to navigate. Okay. So the method I've been using for this is to pick a wall and follow it, which I believe gets me through most of the areas. But honestly, I'm not going to drive myself nuts here. Like, the Frozen Realm is already driving me a little crazy. So, I'm not going to bother. And then I do the upper floors after. I don't do the upper floors until after I've tried to go the full circuit around down here. But yeah, I'm just following the right wall. Not gonna go up there. I'm trying to keep track of the upper areas just to kind of try and make sure that I'm hitting them all. But this might be another realm where I wait and I don't visit it every day. This one and the Frozen one. The Beauty and the Beast one wasn't too bad. That's that door that I went through already. Need to figure out what to do with the keys that I got here. I haven't looked it up yet. But that's because I haven't also really made a ton of effort to figure it out yet. I did try and go up to some of the doors and stuff just to see if there was a prompt. But not yet. Starting to... Well, I'm focused. Trying to make sure I don't screw it up. Okay, so that's the entrance, which means I've now made it back to the center. So I'm going to look around this pillar. And over here. Yeah, I might not do this realm every day. Especially since I don't think there were any eggs in here yesterday. Which makes me wonder if there's going to be eggs in here at all. And if there's not, then I don't want to do it every day and get mad about it. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. The upper levels I find harder to keep track of where I've been. Been over there? I feel like I didn't come over here yesterday. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to... I'm obsessed with all the rugs and the pillows and stuff from the Aladdin stuff that we just got. And there's part of me that wants to make the primary bedroom just all pillows and carpets and just curtains and... Because I love bright patterns. I love busy patterns. I love mismatched. I really wish we could layer the carpets over each other. That would make me so happy to be able to do that. Okay. Now, I have no idea if I've been to all the places yet. Like, I seriously don't know. But I don't think it's worth driving myself nuts trying to figure it out. I feel like I probably missed some areas, but the total lack of eggs in here so far makes me feel like I don't need to do that. Like maybe I'll take one quick peek up here. Because I feel like this is a little, yeah, it's just a little by itself thing. Nope. And I feel like maybe this spot over here didn't get looked at. I know there's a couple of these little nook things that I missed. But I feel like if I was going to find any eggs, I would have found at least one by now. Because I've gone to most of the places in here. So, do I want to do that? Nope. Alright, so let's go cook some desserts for the fairy godmother. I probably should deal with pumpkins. I should definitely run around and look for blue eggs. Okay, desserts. 5 of them. And it doesn't matter what stars? Well... we'll do that. Easy peasy. There's a quest. There's one of these for Anna. That he's like, oh, these dishes are so awesome. Like, what a variety of dishes. And I'm like, oh, you mean the one thing I made for you? Oh, hello. I'll talk to you. Yes, blooming and blossoming. I will help you gather flowers. I'm pretty sure I already have all the stuff to do it. So we'll just do this real quick too. Is that a functional? Yeah. Make it. Be done. Excellent. Now quick, before he really runs away. Oh, I heard you. There you are. I did not see him, but I did hear him. Right. Oh, that's a friend. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a guy. Ugh. That doesn't sound like my kid. Oh, that's a friend. That's another person. It's really funny, like, my husband and I will be out in the world, and we'll hear some kid making a fuss, and it's like, oh no, that's not our kid. Thank God. Alright, where is the fairy godmother? There she is. Hello.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh, this is the one where she gives stuff to Ursula.
When I tell Grimsby about this place,
Yep.
he's never gonna believe me.
Yep. I've done this quest before.
I'll see
She's
you
trying
soon,
to
dear.
do something kind for Ursula to prove that she can do something kind for someone else. It's just, I love her. I just love the fairy godmother in this game. That quest, and then the one where she tries to surprise Minnie with desserts. She wants to give her a mystery because Minnie loves mysteries, and I'm just like, you're just like so awesome. Like, what a good friend. Yep. Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah, that's right. She wants to prove that she can give something without expecting something in return.
Oh,
Yeah.
Someone's on a roll.
But it's just little touches like that. Well, and, you know, whether or not Ursula interprets it the way that the fairy godmother intended doesn't mean that her intentions weren't admirable. I'm interested to see if they put Madame Mim in this game. Like, I feel like there should be some interactions between the fairy godmother and Madame Mim. It's the tallest character and the smallest character just having a little time together.
Must everyone here be so, now what's the word, nice?
Yes, Scar. We will be nice. You guys are silly.
Hello.
I like that Remy and Jack were hanging out together. They were for Ursula. Yes. Oh, I haven't gone to the stalls yet today.
Nice.
And I don't think I've been to the shops yet today. So I need to make sure and do those things. So let's quick and go do that. I need to go see how many purple eggs I've gotten. I think I had enough to be able to crap? No. I'm not going to crap one of the new objects. I'm going to craft. Yes, hello. Okay, can we be done? Thank you. All right. But yes, I need to see. I don't need hardwood. Stop myself from buying it. Get myself some of that.
All right.
Yes. I know you're very excited. I haven't gotten snippets yet today either. I really should do that. So I'm torn right now because I was supposed to try and cut myself off from upgrading my lure traps. They're so close to being done. I think I need 7 more upgrades to be completely done, which is 35,000 storybook magic, which isn't out of the question. And it wouldn't really take me terribly long to do it. So I'm tempted to just go ahead and finish it out and then start saving up the snippets. Because if we're waiting until summer for the other half of the Veil content, then that would still give me enough time. I feel like April was trying to be conservative, you know? Like really start hoarding. There's a couple of them I'm not. I think the yellow and green birds I stopped using to make storybook magic out of.
You're a really good leader for this valley.
Thanks. You're lovely. You're lovely, Moana. I need to watch Moana 2. I liked Moana. I liked the message in Moana. I liked the music in Moana. I am a fan of Dwayne Johnson. And I became a fan of Dwayne Johnson before he really got into movie acting. There was a documentary called Beyond the Mat. And there was this really sweet and genuine moment that was shown in that made me go, okay, I like this dude. Because my husband and I first moved in together. We moved in together with a friend and were roommates who was a huge wrestling fan. And so inadvertently watched wrestling. It wasn't like I was really interested in it, but it was there and it was on. And honestly, like if you thought about it like a melodrama, it was quite entertaining because I wasn't super invested. Actually, I ended up annoying the roommate at one point because I described wrestling as soap operas for boys because it's all this drama. And like he said, she said, we're in a fight. This kind of thing happens. That kind of thing. Oh my gosh, this backstabby thing happened, or this secret relationship comes out, and then they fight, you know, and then they beat each other up with chairs. And I was like, oh, it's like a soap opera. And he was like, but like with punching and stuff. He did not appreciate that, but I was amused. Anyway. So, you know, that was at the time that The Rock was big in wrestling. And so I was familiar with him, but then when we watched this documentary, and you got to see who the people really were outside of the ring and outside of the show. And honestly, a lot of that stuff was really heartbreaking. There's a lot of really ugly stuff that happens in that industry. I don't know if it's still prevalent. It wouldn't surprise me if it is. Lots of times big showbiz stuff like that has a lot of, you know, dark stuff happening behind the scenes because it's a money-making machine. And so, of course, there's a lot of stuff that happens in service of making money, which isn't great. A lot more of that stuff is becoming a lot more known and a lot more, like, frowned upon, as opposed to just be like, well, that's just the business they're in. Tough. So that's nice, but yeah, we watched that documentary and there was just a lot of really hard stories to hear about. But yeah, that was the thing that made me fall in love with Dwayne Johnson. And of course, just some of the roles he's taken over the years. I think one of the first big movie roles I saw him in was it in Be Cool or Get Shorty? Something like that. There's like it's a movie and its sequel. Is it Be Cool? Okay. Is Get Shorty the first one? I think it might have been the second one. I think it might have been Be Cool. Anyway, his character in that, oh my God, so funny and so awesome. I just love him in that movie. Were they really 10 years apart, or is that two different? Yeah, it is a sequel. I didn't realize they were 10 years apart. Crazy, man. But, so even though Maui is kind of obnoxious, like, there's part of me that still has a soft spot for him just because it is Dwayne Johnson. But I also love Moana's grandmother. I love her character. And I love, like, her transition and, like, the whole thing with the manta ray. I just love that so much. So I don't know if the second one will, like, hit all the marks for me. I mean, won't know until I watch it. But I did really enjoy that first one. And I like her... What is the song that she sings? Is it How Far I'll Go or something like that? I like that song a lot. And then I like the guy who's the giant crab. What's his name? Does it start with a T? Tamatoa or something like that? Anyway, He's from a band called Flight of the Conchords, and they're like a comedy folk indie kind of duo from New Zealand. And I'm not like a fan of like all of their stuff. I'm not a big fan of theirs, but I am a fan enough to know of their music and a few of their songs, and I've enjoyed it. I like that kind of stuff. So, all right. Where are we going? What are we doing? But I should just look and see what we're doing next. I could work on Dreamlight. I kind of feel like I need to work on Mist. Oh, I know why I keep running around aimlessly. Because I'm actually needing to look for eggs. That's what I should be doing. So, first thing I want to do is try and plant. Just because this just started, so of course my autopilot is not accurate. It's this. Okay. I could do several of them. It's not a functional item. It is a furniture item, or they are furniture items. There are 3 new things to make. And I feel like they're going to be at the bottom of the list. Yeah. Okay, so I have enough. I have 24, so I need 10 for the balloons. 10 for the potted spring tree. And do I not have the other... do I not have the stuff? Ugh, I need 25 to make the chair. So my question is... I need 20 blue for that. I need 5 for that. And 5 for that. Okay. So what I could do... Lordy be, what is happening? Who is buzzing at me? Looks like it might just be... just normal notifications, nothing urgent. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this. And I wish this would persist in the spot that I was in and not make me have to scroll again. Like, please don't. And then I will make the tree. And then I have... rich soil. I see, I see. Okay, so I need 25 of these, and I will need 20 of these. So I've got 52, so that would leave me with 32. I kind of want to make some more of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 12... blue eggs and make my seeds, and then kind of see how we go on from there. And then I might just save eggs and see where we end up in case I want to make any more decorations, or if I want to try and hoard. I also want to look at these. Okay, so let's go ahead and plant these bad boys. Get them growing. I hear giggling, which is good? Question mark? Depends on what's happening to giggle at. Because sometimes there's questionable behavior. Because sometimes it can start as giggling and end up being not giggling. Like, my older one will chase the little one around, and then he'll go too far, and then the little one will freak out a little bit. Or the little one will throw a fit because he's done, and he wants somebody else to intervene. Both of those things are possible. Alright, so those are watered. I don't know how quickly those turn over. But anyway, should we go ahead and do some pumpkins? I am super broke right now. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Oh, I got back up over 1 million. So it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. But if I do this, I may not have very much mist. Ooh, damn. Oh, that's rough. Okay. Wow, I thought I still had enough to do one more round of gardening. I haven't been doing mist as much. No, I'm not doing pumpkins. I'm looking for eggs. Stop letting me
For
get
tonight's
distracted.
late-night snack,
I
I'm
blame
thinking
whoever's here.
Roquefort
Whoever's
and
linking.
figs.
It's all your fault. Not really. Don't take me seriously. I'm being dramatic. All right. All right. We'll do a scour run. Not really thrilled about the idea of a scour run, but I am seeing a surprising lack of eggs, blue eggs. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not seeing them or because I only gathered eggs yesterday and didn't actually gather everything. I feel like when you don't gather everything, the spawn rates get screwy. And I don't know if I'm just like making up stuff to justify me not feeling like enough stuff is spawning or if it's real. There's probably someone out there who's got a theory, but I don't know. Scouring's not bad. It's just tedious. Speaking of tedious, my husband and I are playing Diablo 4. And what is it? It's like the season of witchcraft or the season of the witch. I feel like it's probably not the season of the witch. I feel like it's witchcraft then. But anyway, one of the things we have to do is do tasks and stuff in these certain areas, and the maximum length of time that they're in any given spot is 40 minutes. So usually we hit them somewhere, you know, around 35 minutes or so. But you run around and you kill stuff and you do certain tasks and you get all these points and then you're supposed to level up, kind of typical season type duty things. And I finished my legs of that and my husband still isn't. And I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait till we do something else in this game for a while. Not that I don't need the points. There's actually something I still want to get upgraded. I want to make a special gem. And I need... Well, what I really need are pieces to make diamonds. Diamond fragments. I don't really need to make the diamond. I just need the fragments. And... it's gonna take ages. But... It's kind of extra anyway, because I've already made... They're these big fancy gems, and you can have... There's 3 different things you can put the gems in. And I've already got two of them filled up. So it's really, just kind of extra that I even get to have 3 of these gems. These big fancy gems. But because he's behind me in the tasks, it's just like, ooh, will I actually get this 3rd fancy gem? Perhaps. But the other side of it is that I'm sick of fighting in these areas. I'm like, can we go kill different things? I mean, it's all kind of the same to some extent, but it is, like, I want to look at different stuff, and I want to kill different... I want to have different tasks to do. So. But the next thing we have to do is start working on the difficulty level. And that's... Oh, I saw an egg! I saw an egg! I didn't see an egg at all in the plaza. Did you notice that? I did. There's one over there. Did I drop them off? Okay, so yes, this is the first egg I've gotten since we've been doing this. Now this is only the 2nd biome, but I did that whole other biome and there was nothing. Elaine. Hello, bunny. Goodbye, bunny. Yeah. Looking forward to Sunday, though. It's nice to be looking forward to Sunday's stream for a different reason than usual. Well, It's not different than you. No. Was that in the game? Or was that... Okay. I couldn't tell if that was a noise from my stream or from my game. If I'm forgetting to acknowledge something happening, that's because I don't remember what that sound is. I have lots of really, like, magical, like, sparkly type sounds associated with different stuff in my stream, and I can't remember what they all sound like now. Because I set up some ones that I figure I probably won't ever hear, so I'm like, is that my game? Have I just never noticed? You don't know what you're doing. I don't have no idea what's going on. Alright. Okay, so I've gotten 2 eggs now. Okay. Still not that many. But in years past, I have, you know, kind of run around and done eggs for a while, and then I'll stop doing it, and I probably could have stockpiled a ton more than I actually did if I had just kept with it, but... It's not like you need a ton of them unless you wanted to craft a bunch of the Easter-y things. Wonder if we'll do the Easter Bunny this year. My little one sometimes goes back and forth between remembering or seeming to remember about some of that stuff. But, like with my older one, you know, when he wanted to know stuff, we talked about it. But then I also, you know, gave him the option. Like, well, do you still want to do this? Like, do you still want to look for Easter eggs? Do you still want, you know, Santa to bring you presents? And of course, yes. So. And then we also had to have the conversation when his brother came along, like, okay, now you're a part of the magic too. So you now have a responsibility in all this. I also have to make sure that he doesn't run around and get all the eggs before his little brother does. Like, please stop! You are bigger and you can see things easier and you are quicker than he is. So just chill. Or I will make you go inside. Alright. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to drop off oregano. That's what it is. So I really should do that. I feel like I should change my outfit soon. I feel like it's been a minute. I waited such a long time to actually wear those wings, and now I'm like, should I change my outfit again? That means I'll have to make a new thumbnail. What? That's alright. It just builds my skills. Not that I think I have super awesome thumbnails. I mean, they're fine, but... I still feel like I need to change the text on the live stream. Like, the thumbnail has, you know, a star, kind of a blurry star, and then a live stream through it. And I started to change it the other day, and then I remembered that my little one had picked the text, like the font. And so I had this moment of, I should just keep it, because he picked it out. And not because it's, like, makes the most sense for being the most visually appealing font. So I just left it, because, I don't know, it's weird. Parenthood is weird. Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna regret not having fully scoured yesterday. I didn't have time, that's the thing. Like, I just didn't have the time. Getting stuff done before work is a challenge. ideally I should be recording my decor videos on Tuesday and Wednesday. But so far I have not been able to fully incorporate that into my routine. Which is fine. It's not like those are the only days that I have. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting out those videos. I would have given up by now, but... Alright, need to check something. Make sure we're still good on that front. Yes, good for me. Alright. So... Oh, and then I put it on the wrong thingy. Alright, good. Alright. It's gonna suck if I really don't find any eggs. I mean, if I find 2 in this whole valley, then the second half is already not gonna be valley. I don't think I'm gonna work on Dreamlight, although I'd really like to get the floating islands. I feel like I've been having to focus so much on the valley for the event, not the event, the star path, that I'm kind of burned out in being here. If I were really smart, I'd go over to Eternity Isle and work on Mist. That's what I would do. Because now that we have this spring thing happening, it makes me think that I'm not going to have that much time to gather Mist before the next update. Oh, that was another thing. On the Facebook, now, the first thing that the team put up on their Facebook page was a prank for April Fools, and it implied that you were going to get some magic shoes that you could stomp things away as a form of recycling or breaking things down. And then there were people that were like, this is really cruel because this is something everybody really wants, is a way to recycle unwanted stuff. And then they followed it up with a, well, we're not giving you these magic shoes. Yes, that was a prank, but also here's a little hint of things to come. And it looks like a recycler of some sort. Now, I imagine it's just going to be for crafted materials. I doubt very seriously it's going to be for stuff. You know, like stuff that you get in chests and stuff. Or extra clothes. Honestly, I really wish they would just give us money. Like, we go to open it, it shows us the clothing item that we would have gotten, and then instead of that, you just get, like, even, like, 20 gold coins. I don't care. I don't care how little money you give me. Just don't imply that you give me nothing after being like, here's your little chest, you won a little thing. Like, it's such a letdown when it's something I already own. And then I get nothing for it because it's, you know, it gives you all the indicators of winning a prize and then you really don't get anything. Like, stop giving me the chest then. Alright. Do I have too much in the way of flowers to go through the... The what? The beach. That's how words are made. First you think them, and then you remember... Oh! Look at that! Just after I clear this spot up here, or clear this biome, immediately spawns an egg. That makes me think it's important to clear the full biome. And you. And dirt. Right. Okay. Oh, I see you, little egg. I see you. All right. Do, do, do. some sand. Wonder how much sand I have. I probably need to make a bunch of glass. Well, and sand is one of those things where I don't think I'll ever have enough because I'm going to have to make glass, and then I can use that to stockpile empty vials. You know? Makes me wonder how close, like, the glass is. And the sand. Although Christoph's stall does sell both those and the empty vials. So maybe I have more than I think. I see another egg. Excellent, excellent. I'm so ready for the Alice in Wonderland stuff. I'm trying to, like, temper it with the be happy with whatever you get. Because although I'm always excited for new stuff in this game, it's almost a generic excitement. Because I'm not looking for super specific things. I'm just looking for more stuff to do, more characters to befriend, more objects, more clothing. You know, I'm just always looking for more stuff. More quests, all of that. And so I'm trying not to overhype my brain because anytime I do that, I end up, I wouldn't say always disappointed, but like with the possibility of disappointment, and I don't want to get myself into that state. So I'm like having to really make sure that I'm checking myself and keeping it about just new stuff and not like, I hope they give me this thing. And I wouldn't say that's the reason I haven't like really sat down and tried to plan out how to do some ranking videos. But I would like to think that if I do rank some stuff that I can keep it, you know, kind of a hopeful thing as opposed to I'm going to be disappointed if I don't get it thing. Because I don't like that. This game is for relaxation. And I don't want to be bogged down with negative stuff. Like, even the stuff that I'm annoyed with in this game, I try and just be like, yeah, this bothers me, but, you know, like, I'll gripe about it. And I'll say, I really wish they would do XYZ about it. But I don't let it deter me, generally speaking. The glitches after the Veil came out came close as far as, like, actually making me feel so disappointed that I was like, I think it really balanced out with the fact that I was obsessed with the Ever After. I'm still obsessed with the Ever After stuff. I actually realized today that the little hedge maze thing I want to do, I think I might do in the Ever After. Because even though the color palette isn't quite... Not the mushrooms and stuff, but like the general, like darker, cooler tones aren't quite what I was thinking about. I think I can make it work. And honestly, the biomes over there are big. Like, they definitely feel different than the Eternity Isle biomes. Those feel like super non-square. Like, they're kind of windy and there's things in the way. I've heard people talk about feeling challenged to decorate over there, which I could totally see. I'm hoping that by the time I get over to decorating an Eternity Isle, that I will have, like, kind of strengthened my skills a bit. So that it won't be quite so tricky, but who the hell knows? I don't know what it's going to be like. Oh, no. Collect. Okay. I have the forest, the Frosted Heights, the Sunlit Plateau, and the Forgotten Lands. Those are the biomes I have left. 7. I've gotten 7 blue eggs. Which is fine. It's fine. Is this not a... Okay. Thought it was a shovel thing, and then I wasn't at the right angle, so she wasn't actually doing anything about it. I do not approve. Do the things! Use your tools. But I'm not digging actual ground spots. don't want to. This is already going to take long enough as it is without adding that little bit in there too. Gimme. Wonder if I should just get rid of that big rock cluster. There's part of me just now, I was like, I don't want to have to go around. Shouldn't have to do that. Oh, crap. I have to sign up for something for next Thursday. Oh, I'm going to have to cancel next Thursday. Just realized. I might switch stream to a different night if I do. It's something for my kid, though, so I really can't. I really can't blow it off. Oh, I didn't do that section over there. Bummer. Have I been mining these rocks? I can't remember now. I think so. I don't remember. How do you know you have squirrel brain? You forget something 2 seconds after you've done it. Yay! Of course, that's what autopilot is for, right? To combat your squirrel brain. Alright, give me this flower. Ugh, I hate it when there's a biome that has all kinds of different stuff where I have to keep switching my tools. Like, I don't want to have to. Gimme. Thank you. I feel like there was something my husband brought. What is this now? Like a new show or something? Oh, I'm super excited. There's another season of Black Mirror coming out. I'm really into that. I love anthology series, particularly anthology horror. And I like the Black Mirror series. There we go. You know, not every episode is so awesome, but I don't care. Like, I love the Twilight Zone. I love, you know, movies that are broken up into multiple stories, especially if those stories interconnect. I liked Trick or Treat. The one with, his name's Sam. He's like got a burlap sack over his head, and he has a pumpkin lollipop. I think it's a pumpkin. It's definitely a lollipop. And one of those like really big flat disc ones where there's like a chunk out of it. Because if you have Spirit Halloween that opens up in your town, city, whatever, neighborhood, in Halloween, there's a lot of stuff that's his or themed after that movie. But I really liked that movie. Like Tales from the Dark Side and Tales from the Crypt and what else? Creep Show is another one. Anyway, I love that stuff. So I'm super excited for another season of Black Mirror. Because they took a long break and I just assumed they were done. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. So it's really nice to know that they're coming out with one. I also like things like American Horror Story, where each season, like, it's all connected, but also each season is its own complete story. And although people tend to talk about the Haunting series being multiple seasons of the same show, it's really not. They're their own shows. Like, I consider those things complete units, and even though they're connected because of Mike Flanagan, they're still, like, I don't think of The Haunting of Bly Manor as a second season to The Haunting of Hill House. I don't think of it that way. But a lot of people talk about it like that. And I'm wondering if it's just because they're so similar in title more than anything else. And because I haven't watched them yet, they don't really realize. But he uses a lot of the same actors in his stuff. So One of which is his wife. She gets a lot of really good speeches too, so I'm like, she's a good actress though, so I mean, like, maybe it's just because, you know. Although a lot of people in Mike Flanagan stuff really get good speeches. And I haven't seen everything that he has done. But I've heard that there's consideration for him to be attached to some kind of Dark Tower adaptation. And I am intrigued by that. Although I have not read the Dark Tower series. It is on my list. It's just one of those things where I know how, like, what a commitment it is to get through it. And it's like, okay, that's on my list. I really need to get to it. And then I never make time to start it. So once I finish the Dune series, because that was another one that was on my list of, I know I should read this. It's kind of upsetting. I haven't done it yet. Not like really, but you know, I'm sure there'd be some people out there that'd be like, what? But it's kind of how I feel about Dark Tower. So once I finish Dune, I am on a break from Dune at the moment, though. I've been slacking on the book. I'm still reading Pet Sematary, but I've been slacking on reading it. So, because Stephen King is one of my favorite authors, but there is a lot of his stuff that I have not read. So I'm like, you know, I should probably actually make some time. And then there are some stories I haven't read for so long that it's like, I should probably read that again just so I can be like, oh yeah. Like I reread The Eyes of the Dragon, and I haven't read that since I was a teenager, so that was fun to read again. That was the first Stephen King book my mom let me read, because it's more of a fantasy than it is horror. I read that in 6th grade. A long time ago. I'm trying to think of what I want to... Well, after I finish Pet Sematary, I'll probably do... I'm on the 3rd Dune book. Whatever. Is that Children of Dune? It is the sound from the game. Okay. There we go. Questions answered. It's just I had forgotten. When I don't stream, I don't have the sound on. So there's a lot of sounds in this game that I don't automatically recognize because I don't hear them as often. Like the coins, the picking things up, the picking, like doing the thorns, all of that stuff I hear a lot more frequently because it's more common. But like breaking something open to get a golden chest, that's rarer to hear, and even more rare because I don't have the sound on all the time when I'm not streaming. I'm usually listening to something. All right. There's that. So now we just got 2 more biomes. Ooh, Lord, I probably should take my break, though, because it's already an hour and 43 minutes in. All right. Do I want to drop off these flowers? Probably not. Okay, but you know what I should do is I should just take my break now, come back, finish out the other 2 biomes, drop off all my crap, and then go hit some Eternity Isle and do some scouring over there, as well as mist type things. Getting mist so that I can continue my pumpkin growing, you know, things. I don't know. Adventures? That's not it. Although I don't need to buy a ton of stuff. Ugh, that reminds me. Okay, So here's what I'm tempted by. I'm tempted by this. I don't like it with the wings, but I suppose I could take the wings off and then try it on. But I do like this dress. I think it's cute. And I do like this hat. And I do like these shoes. So I kind of feel like I should just go ahead and get this. And then I really like the stall. I want all of the Goofy stalls. Because I kind of want to do like little shopping type areas. And I like the idea of having these look different in the different areas. There's a lot of people who really want to put all of the Goofy stalls together so they can make their own little shopping area, which I would love to do, but I don't know if they'll actually do it. And I really would like to get this, although this would be for something in the future. Because it's an outdoor space kind of thing. But this little rabbit scarecrow is very cute. I think it's interesting that we're getting this now. Now, I'm assuming it's because it's Winnie the Pooh related, which says to me they're pushing towards some Winnie the Pooh content. Because I feel like this might be the third or fourth thing that we've gotten kind of in the vein of Winnie the Pooh or kind of adjacent to Winnie the Pooh. I don't need the tart turtle. Very cute. But especially for 1600 right now, I don't want it. I mean, I know it looks like I have a ton of moonstones, but like, I'm feeling like I've been buying stuff and it's starting to take its toll on my moonstones. And then there's these things. This thing is just gorgeous. And I also kind of want to encourage them to keep doing well skins. Like, if everybody buys it, will you make us more? Because it's kind of like that Goofy stall thing where it's like, I would like to have my things look different in the different areas. Oh, I didn't mean to scroll down to moonstones. But that's what? How many things is that? There's 2 there. Don't look at the thing that I can't afford to get right now. Okay, so there's these 2, one of which is 1200. So that's 2 things there. And then let's go to recommended. The things I really want, I'm not going to spend the money on. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because it would be one of these houses, one of these buildings, and they're both too pricey for me right now. Don't need that. So that's 2 things. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 5 things in total, which means I could pin 2 of them, and 3 of them are 1200. So that's what, 3600? I could probably justify that. Let me think about it. I'll think about it while I'm on break, because I need to get up, I need a new drink, I need to stretch, I need to go to the bathroom, I need to do all of those things. And so if you're here when I get back, excellent. If not, don't forget to do the thumb things and the sub things and the follow things and all of that. And I will see you in a few minutes. Right. We are here. We are back. We have a fresh beverage and an empty bladder. Ta-da! All right. Feel like I should just commit. All right, well, I need to pull up the spreadsheet then. This is furniture. All right, so, oh, Lord. Wow, this list has gotten really long. I haven't looked in a long time, but I'm up to 2,945 items. Now, that is a combination of the crafting stuff and it's so amazing to me now that I'm thinking about it, like, because I've been decorating, right? So let's do this. Goofy's Tangled Stall. And the Rabbit Garden Set. Hello, Bama. How are you? I hope you are doing well. I am making the educated sacrifice of spending moonstones. And then, oh, I guess I could just type that because I can see the little type. Okay, a rabbit leaf pile and a rabbit gardening bog. Yes, I'm having a gardening bog. Did I ask you how you're doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. There we go. I know, right? Like, it's not even fall. And I'm like, look at this. And look at these leaves. Although I feel like we have these leaves. Do they have Oh, cute. I didn't know they did the little letters. All right. I'm getting it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and get... It's in a saved bundle. I'm going to go ahead and get this. So the Desert Oasis well. Because these are the 3 cheapest things. I saw it in there, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. I saw there was a message from you, but I have not looked. I could look at it right now that you're here to remind me to look. I've been so busy this week. I was like, oh, there's a message. Oh, it's from Bama. Oh, I really should read that. Oh, really? Ooh, well, it's between the 3rd and the 7th right now. Can I do this while I'm streaming? Is it going to tax my system too much? All right, well, let's go to the wish list. Go, 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 go. Down, down, down. Oh gosh, I have so much stuff on my wish list. Well, it says it's still on sale. Oh, play it for free. Ah, damn it. Okay, what do I have to do over these next 3 days? I really have to film my Monday video. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. I'll have to check it out. Well, thank you for the tip. I'm gonna have to make some time for that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Responsibilities be damned. Okay, so then I bought the saved bundle, so I can go ahead and go up to here and pin this cute dress. All right, because I got to the 9th level. This isn't it, but like this little like Dream Snaps path. That's like a whole little rewards path. I got to level 9, and level 9 gave me 4K moonstones. So even though the Oasis one that I did not... I got 1,500 moonstones, which isn't a bad reward, but there's been so much dang cute stuff in the premium shop that I was like, this is not enough to, like, fulfill the junkie. the acquisition junkie that lives in my brain every time there's cute stuff in the premium shop. Right? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I'll have to... Well, if nothing else, I'll have to, like, check it out for a while. I don't know if that's audible, but, like, my 14-year-old is trying to sound like a car horn, is what it sounds like. Okay. So let's look at that. But thank you for the heads up. That's awesome. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like they're pushing hard on Winnie the Pooh stuff. All right, so this is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. And this was a purchase. Purchase. These were all purchases. Oh, getting ready for bed, though. Maybe that's why he's sounding like a car horn out there. All right, Winnie the Pooh. Excellent. Okay, so the Oasis well and the stall, not surprisingly, do not have a spot in the list, but I'm going to log them just the same. Because I can, and I want to. It's my damn list. All right. So have you been playing lots of Dinkum then? I started resuming some crafty shenanigans. I did a craft stream on Sunday last week. And that is probably what I will do this Sunday too. Because I'm feeling the energy about it. Okay, I need to scour the Sunlit Plateau, and then I need to scour the Forgotten Lands. Of course. Well, that's good, though. That's a good sign that you didn't play it for, like, a few days and then go, all right, I need to wait. Some early access games, like, they're really early access. There was one that came out on Game Pass not that long ago that I was like, ooh, that looks, like, fun and cute. And the gameplay loop was in a very basic state, and so the game didn't feel fully fleshed out, and I kind of got burnt out pretty quickly on it, where it was like, man, I feel like I should wait a year and then play it. Can't remember which game it was. But sometimes early access games take a while. Like my husband and I played Satisfactory for a good long while. Actually, I don't know if Satisfactory's made it to 1.0 yet. But we played for a good long while on it and then kind of burnt out because you could tell, like, some of the content wasn't fully developed yet. And it's been a few years since I've really played it in earnest. But I know they've been doing lots of updates to it, so I'm kind of curious to try it again. But I'm just not really in the mode for it at the moment. And I would want to give it a fair shake, you know? Watch the crafting video. Oh, cute. Thank you. I don't know why I said cute. That was awkward. Thanks. I think I was responding to the diamond painting part of that comment that I didn't say out loud. I've been kind of loopy tonight. Not in like a bad way, just in a... I don't feel fully connected. I've just been following the brain train. Yeah, you were talking about, one of those simulator games. It was like a grocery and cafe one. Yeah, sometimes I get in the mood for those kind of games. And then I'll play them a lot, and then I'll take a break. There's also another game called Adventure Capitalist, where every once in a while I'll get on a whim on those and just play it. Or on that, and just play it religiously every day for like 3 weeks straight, and then I'll stop and not play it for 6 months. No, I don't want to... No. I want these sticks. I don't want you. Sorry, bird. Although I probably should feed the bird. I'm really looking for eggs, is what I'm doing. Have you played any of the extravaganza yet? They added some new items this year. Going back to it tomorrow. Yeah, I knew those items were coming because they were in the crafting menu since the Star Path, Aladdin, Jasmine stuff came out. So, it's nice to finally get to do them. I kind of wish we hadn't got... I mean, like, I feel like that wasn't really intended to be seen before the thing started, but it's okay. I didn't know they were coming before they were shown to me early, so there's that. Do you follow the dev team on like any of the socials or anything like that? Because they showed a little like hint for something that's coming. I'm assuming with the Alice in Wonderland stuff. And if it looks like what we think it is, it would be awesome. Because they did a little April Fool's thing. And then they also followed up with a teaser. You like to be surprised? Me too. A lot of people do like leaked content videos, and I'm just like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Which is a shame, really, because, like, there's lots of creators that I might watch more often if I didn't feel like they might spoil some stuff. Although I guess usually their stuff is probably... the titles and stuff are pretty labeled. But I do avoid stuff a lot when new content drops, just because I'm like, I don't want to get ahead. You know, watching somebody else. Because some people hit this game really hard, really quick. And I'm just like, I'll wait. That, and I can't play like I could when I was in my early 20s when I had no kids and part-time job and, you know, that whole adulting thing again. It just keeps rearing its ugly head. All right. Still not getting a ton of eggs. Hopefully tomorrow my theory will, like, kind of reveal itself, because right now, well... it might not be until Saturday, really, if I end up playing. I don't know if I'll end up playing. I'll have to video on Saturday for sure. But I only ran around and got eggs yesterday, and I didn't clear the rest of the biome, so I feel like that's affected how many eggs I'm getting tonight. It's really the purple ones I need in order to finish crafting all the things. I need like 21 of them? 24 of them? Something like that to make the other object. Right now you're just watching anything about Tales of the Shire and Autonomica. I'm probably trying to make that word harder to pronounce than it actually is. Autonomica? Maybe that's it. Which hits Kickstarter on the 15th. So you are like a game dealer. What the heck is that? Autonomica game. Oh, Lord. It looks like somewhere between Satisfactory and a cozy game. Is there actual fighting in this game? They're making it look very actiony in this trailer. Oh, and it's cute. It's a pretty color palette. Okay. I'll just put that in my wish list. it was previously called Farm Folk. I hadn't heard that either. Not that my ear is to the ground for a lot of, and there's like little motorcycles. Okay, stop looking at it. It's on my wish list now. This is why we can never get caught up, right? Because there's always more stuff. I was just thinking about it again the other day, how there's always, like, content creators I've followed for a very long time. They have, you know, lots of subscribers, big communities. They have, like, their own circle of different content creators that they will talk about each other or hang out with each other in their, you know, streams or chats or even in person. Like, some of the crafty people I watch, they do, like, retreats and stuff where they all get together or teach classes or whatever. And then somebody will end up mentioning someone that I've never heard of. I will go find their content. They will have just as much of a big subscriber count and their own little, like, bubble universe of creators that they are all involved with. And it's like, this is the kind of content I already consume. How the hell have I never heard of you? And how do you have, like, 70,000 subscribers? It's not like they have 5 subscribers and that's why I've never heard of them. These are big communities, and I'm just like, how have I never had their videos recommended or whatever? And it's just amazing to me. Just, you know, the world feels small and then you are reminded that it's really, really big. Regularly. It happens all the time. I am on Discord, but Discord stresses me out. I use Discord right now primarily to interact with the Dreamlight Valley. Not to say I'm doing a lot. I think I've done like 3 suggestions on their forums. But I signed up for it originally because I was like, when I first started kind of getting back into content creation, because I was like, okay, I need to kind of figure out what socials I want to use and what platforms I want to use and where I want to be, and started trying to get involved with Discord, and then it made me super anxious. Like, text-based interaction I find way more stressful than face-to-face interaction, which I feel like is the opposite to a lot of people. I think it's because I overthink things and I want to write a novel in response to people, and nobody wants to read that shit on a, you know, discussion thread. So half the time I just either don't respond or I type a whole bunch of stuff out and then delete it because I'm like, I don't need to go there. But I also worry about not getting back to people fast enough, and, you know, I don't know. I let it stress me out, which I feel like eventually I'm going to have to conquer that mountain, you know, because a lot of people are on Discord, and it's a really great way to stay in contact with people as you build up a community, or join other people's communities even. That's part of the reason I started kind of dipping my toe into interacting in the Game Loft Dreamlight Valley server, was so that I could kind of practice in, I don't know, a more controlled way. But yeah, I'm eventually just gonna have to get over myself and figure that the hell out. From that question, I'm assuming you are also on Discord. I feel like I would have, like, if I wanted to make my own Discord server, I'd really have to do some research, and anytime I have to research, like, things like that, I worry about the stuff I don't know and how to figure that out. I know there's probably some help out there. Like, I could probably look it up just like I did with all the other stuff I do. I'll have to wait till, like, I'm in the right mindset, because sometimes like, right now, I don't feel like I'm in absorption mode for that kind of information. I'm getting ready to have to do my yearly performance evaluation, and there's some stuff I really want to, like, I really should do for that, and I keep thinking about it and going, I'm not really in the mood to look at that, I'm not really in the mood to look at that, and time is ticking. Like, if I don't, you know, do it as in-depth as I could, it's really just delaying by another year, which is a mixed bag. You don't have a server, just follow everyone else. Yeah, there's several several servers I follow. But I actually ended up having to leave some of them because the notifications were... I mean, I know I can turn that stuff off. Even when I tried to turn some of that stuff off, it still felt like I was getting bombarded with things. So there were a few servers I had to leave. How did I get mushrooms? Did I get mushrooms because I was down here in the Sunlit Plateau? I think that's what it was. Alright. Did I not actually do this chunk up here? I must not have, because there's still thorns, and there's no way I would have gotten more thorns if I had done this little section up here. Ooh, Lord. Stop. Alright. This is the end of the valley scouring. I should have seen how many eggs I actually got. I don't... Maybe like 10. Which is fine. I still have leftover blue eggs from last year. It's really about the purple eggs. However long it takes me to get those. But yeah, I have some documentation I really need to review, and then I have to sit down and actually write my essentially an annual report for all of the projects I worked on and all of the stuff that I got done, and whether or not I met my annual goals. And I know I will feel better once I get through the other side of it, but I don't like, you know, tooting my own horn in that way, but I also know that it's really, really important to do that. Like, it's really important. It's important for me, it's important professionally, it's important for my department, it's important, you know, for that stuff to be on file with, you know, human resources. It's like, it's really important. And the way I handle it now is much more, I have to be much more assertive, because I'm just doing myself a disservice in the end. Like, even, you know, and, you know, again, with my department and, you know, professionally and all that. But so what was it, 2 years ago, I really changed how I deal with that every year, and it's just an exhausting process. Again, it goes back to, I get too wordy, which, I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Like, I really want them to know all the stuff I get done. But also, do they actually read it? Who the hell knows? And then my supervisor has to read it, because that's her job to review it and approve it before she sends it on. I don't like annual review time. I know I'm not the only one. Oh, Lord. It's okay. In a couple months, it'll be over. For another year. I do document better now than I used to as well. So, I mean, once I sit down and actually start doing the thing, it'll be better. But that is not today. Today is Dreamlight Valley and fantasy distraction. Alright, I'm dropping off my flowers. And so have you been getting hit with storms? We have. I keep hearing that there might be a bunch of flash flooding happening, which is not awesome. Hopefully, I'm hoping the storms go around us, but we do get flash flooding sometimes, and it can get pretty intense. I grew up in a household that did community theater, so, man, I lived at our community theater growing up, and because my dad would direct, and my mom would build sets and design lights, and we would act in the stuff, and we would do all, I mean, you know, my dad would do props, so there was like a whole, like, I got to play in props and costumes and be in plays and you know, be behind the scenes and all of that. I actually thought I was going to go into theater as a profession. I majored in theater in high school and minored in tech theater. I went to an art school. And I got to college and I was like, I'm kind of sick of this. Like, I don't want to do this professionally. I wouldn't mind getting back into community theater. But one year it flooded so bad that it actually flooded the theater space that we used up to the second floor, which was where the costume stuff was. But like, so the whole stage, all of the backstage areas, all of the lobby and the, like, everything got flooded and destroyed everything. Now, there was like some of the costume stuff could be salvaged, but everything else, I remember going in there after the floodwaters receded, and it was just like an inch to 2-inch thick layer of mud on everything. It was just awful. And I don't think it's really been, we've had like one other flood that was kind of that bad as like back then, in the 90s. But so flooding can get pretty intense in this part, in this part of the country. So yeah, spring in Alabama. Yeah, tornadoes. Yeah. Yep. We also are in an area that could get tornadoes too. Not that they've been in like close enough to really make us nervous in the city, but kind of nearby. So yeah, hopefully you guys will stay safe and as dry as possible. But that stuff can get real intense. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? I feel like nature's been chaotic this year for sure. What am I looking for? Am I looking for something in particular, or am I just staring blankly? I feel like I'm just staring blankly. Oh, I need to take the eggs over. Over easy. We're in the country and have had a few a few very close calls. That's scary. Yeah, I feel like a lot of rural areas get hit really hard. All right. See, I only have 4 purple eggs. I need 25 for the last thing that I want to make. I have about 30 blue eggs. Well, how many blue eggs do I have total now? Because I'm sure I still have some in the storage. Okay, so I need 20 of them for the thing I want to make. But how many yellow eggs do I have? That's what I need to know. It's not a functional. It's a furniture. Oh, I have 123. Maybe I won't make... I'm going to hold off on making more seeds. Because I could always make the seeds. I could just hoard the eggs for now. Alright, so what do I want to do next? I want to go to... At the risk of lag, I want to go to the Vale and catch snippets. I probably should have gone to where Merida will be. Ugh. But yeah, we've had a couple of really big storms, but they've, like, gone out really quickly. So that's nice. Some of my tulips didn't make it in the last one.
We don't have
Like,
magic
my son and I
this
looked at them in the
Cinderella.
morning, and then at night when we got home from school and work, I was like, oh, and look, all the petals are already gone. I guess the storm took them. But they were the first ones, so...
That's,
Tulips are
Like
pretty
Gusto
dang
said,
delicate.
anyone can cook.
Not that these are
course it
tulips
helps
that were
if
left over from the previous owner that I have done nothing to maintain, so they're troopers. I think I might try and relocate them, because I've got 2 areas where they obviously gardened, and I kind of want to put all of them together and actually, you know, like, put a border around the plot and get all of the grass and weeds that grow there to, you know, I'm going to try and break up the dirt and get them out of there so that I can make an actual garden plot. But the other plot that used to be is where I got an outdoor, like, deck box thing because my kids have a ton of toys that they either play with outside or leave outside. So I'm like, I'm done bringing these in the house and trying to clean them up to make sure they don't bring funk into my house. I'm just going to get you a an outdoor toy box. So this stuff can just live out here. But that whole area, it's like the bikes are there, and if we leave tools outside, like we've got a couple of rakes out there right now, it doesn't need to have stuff trying to grow in that spot. So I'm just going to try and move the actual flowers. And then... I'm thinking about mulching it. Just so that maybe in the future I can do like a rock garden. I really like to do like painted rocks with my kids, but I also have rocks from when I was growing up and stuff, and I've always wanted to put them out in a little rock garden, so who knows, maybe I'll make it work, or maybe I'll end up killing half of my tulips. The fact that they haven't died yet is kind of a miracle. I also have a whole thing of irises that I don't take care of, and they bloom every year too, so good for them. I am trying to cut back the crap that's growing in them so it's just irises, so maybe one day I'll border that section too. We'll pretend like we know how to landscape and garden. I don't know where the hell the last one was. Oh well. I think these are the most stressful things that get multiplied like that. Because they're so fast to try and catch. Yeah, see, these are all upgraded now. These are all level 3s. And I think I only have 7 left to fully upgrade. Which sounds like a lot, but when you're talking about... What is that? 4, 8, 9, 10. So 100 of them? No, it's not 100 of them. 10. It's 40 of them. There we go. I was like, wait, I'm not doing math right. But 7 out of 40 ain't that bad, all things considered. The math I really shouldn't do is how much storybook magic that used. It's not lagging, did you notice? I did. I shouldn't have said something, because now it's going to start lagging. Self-sabotage! Love your irises and have lots of hostas and pots because the deer eat them? Oh no! Yeah, when I plant stuff in my yard, like half of them get dug. I'm assuming by squirrels, but it could be something else, I'm sure. But yeah, I'll come out and there'll be like a huge divot in the pot. It's like, what is trying to get in there? And they don't eat the plants. It's just like they're trying to dig in the pot. It's so strange. Yeah, there's a few plants that I'd really like to get involved in my yards. I'd like to get some stuff that draw butterflies. I wouldn't mind getting some stuff that draw bees. Some stuff that repels other bugs because mosquitoes are a thing. And what did my parents, like my mom used to say my blood was sweet because that's why I always got eaten up by the bugs in the summer. I don't think that's it, but okay. Thanks, Mom, for thinking I'm sweet. But I am making slow progress, and that is better than doing nothing, which is like my motto now. You noticed no lagging. Excellent. Yeah, you definitely would have noticed if it was doing its normal. It's weird. It's like half the time, and it doesn't matter if I'm streaming or not. Like, you'd think theoretically the stream would inevitably make it more stressed out in the system, but it's not, because it'll do it when I'm playing by myself, like, not doing much of anything. So, I don't know really what it is that does it. Sometimes it's right away, and sometimes if I'm sit here for a while, it does it. I don't know. It's usually better once all the snippets are picked up, regardless of whether or not it was lagging beforehand or not. So, If it was gonna lag, it would have done it already. That is not the correct button. Rosemary is good for mosquitoes. We did grow some rosemary. It was very sad looking when we got it, but it ended up lasting the longest through all the cold snaps and stuff. It finally died, but we also like basil and marigolds. That was what we started with. I can't remember how many pots I have now. I think I have 6 or 7 pots now. So usually I try and get a couple new ones every year. I'd really like to invest in some nice ceramic pots, but they're expensive. It's kind of outrageous. I mean, I get it, but I got this recently. This was new. I'm always surprised when there's something new in the shop, especially if I've been checking for days and days and days and there's nothing new, and then all of a sudden something will pop in and I'll be like... Although I'm still boggled. Not as much by the windows, although that one in particular, like... That looks like an exterior thing. It doesn't look like an interior. Are there walls and stuff that you can put this stuff on outside? Because this doesn't look like an inside window to me. I wonder what it looks like inside a room. Maybe I should go test it. Did I buy more of those than that one? But the doors I think are still the most boggling to me, because most of the doors we get look like external doors. And I still don't understand why. Like, you can't put doors outside, so why would you want them to look like external doors? I've made them work, but it's weird. Is that not considered a window? Did I scroll past it? Is it not at the bottom of the list? Is that not considered a window? Oh, it's looking wall. You can put canopies on the outside? Really? Like the ones we got from Aladdin? Okay, this is not considered a window. Even though it's called windows. What the hell? This is why I think they need a librarian to, like, label and classify and organize their stuff. Alright. I feel like they just need somebody to come in and be like, consistency, y'all. Make it consistent. Okay, I need this little dot to behave. There we go. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order my extras so that I have done it. But that's interesting. Like on the outside of buildings? I'm gonna have to go check that out. Like these kind of canopies? The awnings? Let's go look at that.
Just so you know, I've got some new goods at the store.
Because I know I can put them inside. Which seems weird. Oh, no, these are indoor only? So it's not those things. These things? It's saying indoor only, though. Or is it something else? Can't be. Is there something called... I don't remember the names of things. This is why I put it in a spreadsheet. No, those are beds. Huh. Well, I wonder what they're doing. Or wonder if it's one of those things where it's like, anywhere but the veil you can do it. Oh. Look at that. Anything to get me Dreamlight. Not Dreamlight. Storybook Magic. There we go. The Dreamlight equivalent in the Vale. Huh. I kind of want to see what those non-window windows look like inside the building. Like, can you actually see through them? Because some of the windows you can actually, like, have better depth than other windows. Ooh, I don't have a ton. Well, I can wait to burn some of these up then. I sacrificed them to the storybook magic gods. Yeah, they can wait. Oh, gosh. Wait. I have 210 of those. How did that even happen? Alright, that's fine. Alright, I do want to go look at that, though. I wonder if they're doing it on... Well, no, it'd still say... It wouldn't say indoor. Alright, so those aren't considered windows. Those are considered wall. Can you actually... Ooh, I like the fact that you can put them anywhere on the wall. Because some of the windows are fixed. Okay. So no holes. I wonder what I would use these for. Because I like how they look. But I don't know what I would actually use them for. Like what room I would use them in. Maybe a tavern. Because I made a cocktail bar, but I kind of want to make a tavern. Especially since we have that thing from Tangled. It's probably way too big, but we could do it anyway. How do I do this? Okay, I search for Tangled. And then... Maybe on Eternity Isle on the desert houses. I'll have to go look at it. Maybe I should look that up and see what it says. This thing. I want to use this. So I definitely want to make a tavern. So maybe I could use those on the walls with this. And then put a bunch of rustic tables and decor all around it. So I could see mixing those two aesthetics together because of the wood, like the construction. Curious. All right, well, let us... oh, I should have gotten rid of Merida when she was convenient to get rid of. All right, where's she hustling from? Oh, Lord, woman, you're hustling from all the way over there? All right, we'll go here. Oh, I could have gone anywhere and she would have just teleported. Good job. Okay, did I not do Scrooge's Shop in the Valley? I did not do Scrooge's Shop in the Valley, so I'm going to do that real quick. And then go to Eternity Isle and wrap the stream out in doing Mist Gathering. And then maybe we can look and see. I know that, like, I didn't get the castle walls that people were making such a big stink about. I kept seeing people saying that they were so awesome because I think you can almost use them almost like construction, like Legos almost, where you can put pieces together and build a lot of different building structure type things. So I'm wondering if it's on something like that. But you would think it wouldn't just say indoor. I should test it here too, just to see if they don't say indoor in the valley. Ooh, excuse me.
Wow, you are
From the back, I
really
thought that was
feeling
going to be
this.
something different, but it's not. It's the same. It's the same Nightmare Before Christmas bookcase. Oh yeah, I was just thinking about you saying you do diamond painting. I haven't gotten into diamond painting. I keep thinking that I would probably enjoy it, and then I also feel like if I started doing it, I would probably burn out and stop doing it before it was done. I should try it sometime, though, just like as an experiment. I'm sure they come in different sizes, though. Maybe I should get one that's like a beginner size. My husband's cousin got me this paint by numbers thing for Christmas. And when I opened it up, I'm going to have to get like a magnifying glass or something because these little sections are so freaking tiny to paint that I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have it in me to do that. Yeah, these still say indoor only. Weird. All right, well, we'll test it in Eternity Isle and see what happens. I could also put... I did get the... Are they called Agrabah? That's not what I want to do. The Aladdin-style walls. Like building pieces. What would it be under? Would it be an outdoor thing? Is there an outdoor category? Is it considered decor? It's not considered fencing. Okay. What would it be considered? Oh, you know what I could do? I could look for Aladdin. I wish these were alphabetical. It bothers me that they're not. Is a cross between paint by number and cross stitch? Yeah, I've seen them. And I have been interested. Okay, so they are these things. They snap seamlessly too. Look at that. I haven't really messed around with these. So pretty. I love this texture. Like the tops, like the little dome things, and then the curved shapes. Love that stuff. Okay, so if I put these here, will I somehow trick the game into letting me have it? I'll just have to look it up and see what people do. Yeah, they still say indoor. Alright, further research needed. That sounds like the story of my life. Further research needed. Okay, let's find a time bender. If I can remember who is a time bender now. I think I made... Merlin's a time bender. Alright, I'm gonna go get him. Yeah, I've been thinking about making time for that painting. It's right over there. Hold on a second. Let me go grab it. It's... Let me see if I can see how much we can see. That's not how we phrase things. Okay. Clicking all the buttons. There we go. I was like, I can't see my mouse. All right. Let me see. Figured art. It seems to show 24 numbers. I don't know. Can we see the... Oh. It's like a magical looking tree. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job of displaying this. So apologies, because I'll never do this sort of thing. But yeah, I pulled it out. And it's on a canvas. Oh, and it's rolled really tightly. How did I look at this before? Like, it was tiny. Is it this that I looked at? Are these the instructions? Oh. No. I don't remember how I ended up peeking at it. I think I, like, lifted a corner or something. But the spaces are freaking tiny. Like, it's intimidating. And how many colors are there? 24 colors. So the box did not lie. But yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. But I'm kind of intimidated. Maybe I slipped the tape off. I don't remember how I ended up looking at it, but yeah, it's... Oh, no, the spaces are... It's printed on the box. They're, like, super tiny. Oh, I don't know how the detail is showing up. The lighting is probably shit. But the spaces are all really tiny looking, and I'm pretty sure that looks pretty much like it did on the canvas. I feel like I must have unpeeled the tape and then repeeled it, but I was super paranoid about, like, unraveling it too soon. Well, screw it. We're here. Let's look. See if I can do. Yeah, the spaces, I mean, I'm not going to be able to uncoil it very much because it's, like, super wrapped with the paints and stuff on it, so it's really tight through the center. I can't really unwind it, but the spaces on the box are pretty much the spaces, like, the size of them on the canvas. So I'm going to have to be in the mood to get it done. Hopefully I will be in the mood before these little pots of paints die, because That's always a possibility with some of these pre-packaged painting things, is that I've had paints that last forever, and then other ones where it's like a week later and they're already dried up. Of course, who knows how long they were sitting on the shelf, you know? Could have been ages. All right, let's see. I was going after Merlin, but look who's here.
Keep believing in yourself.
Okay.
Wonderful things are sure to happen. Good. There you are.
There you are. Let's hang out. I'd take you any day. Let's go ahead and get this off of Merlin. All right. All right, how much mist can we get? How much mist do we have? Oh, God. I shouldn't have looked. I remembered it being small too late. Okay. 448. So what all do I want to do with her? I probably want to grab... Do I still have a duty? No phone. Do I still have a duty for Splinters of Fate? I do. So I should go ahead and do that. Is there anything else I'd really like to try and do in conjunction? Ooh, look how close I am to getting done with Scramble Coin. I kind of can't believe that. I've played 77 times. I've won 58 times. Right next to each other, so you can know just how good you've been doing. Or not good. I mean, I'm still in the above 50% wins, so that's good. But I know I'm like halfway through unlocking the entire path thingy that you can unlock, so oh well. I really should make these vacuums and just get it done. Those cost mist, though, I think. All right. Well, we're going to get these. I really don't want to grab everything since she's not a gardener. I really want to stay focused on the stuff that can't be doubled. I'm not going to bother with sticks, though, because I don't need to do that. If I were more focused, I would do duties, but these things are easy to do without thinking too hard, and that is appealing. Oh, man. I really don't even want to bother with the rocks, even though the rocks can't be doubled. Did I check this shop already? Or did I just check the other two? Well, I'm going and check it again. If I did check it already, and if I didn't check it, I don't recognize looking at this stuff today. Although sometimes when they have the same objects, especially if they're in the same position they were in another shop, I'm like, wait. That little Lion King lamp thing. He was in the same position in a different shop, I think. Right. Okay. Good. So since they're putting out a bunch of Winnie the Pooh content, do you think they're actually going to do some Winnie the Pooh related updates at some point in the near future? I know it was in the survey. I just feel like we've gotten a lot of Winnie the Pooh theme, and we didn't have a Winnie the Pooh cat. Ugh, no. I'm going to even drop it because I don't want it. Stop. Okay. Autopilot's a bitch. All right. But we didn't even have a Winnie the Pooh category before, and now we do. So I'm curious. Actually, that's going to be really low on the list. Okay, that's Little Mermaid. 6 out of 12. Now, I know I didn't get everything for Winnie the Pooh. I know there was something, like there was a thing I didn't get, besides the house. I feel like there were at least 2 things I didn't get. But 6 out of 12 implies... I don't think there were 6 other objects that I missed out on. So that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, you're a Winnie the Pooh fan, right? It was really funny. My parents were super excited to read Winnie the Pooh to my oldest when he was little and new. So we have, I can't remember. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be from a family member who has since passed away. Gave him the treasury of Winnie the Pooh. And, you know, like, signed it to him. So he's got that big book of all the Winnie the Pooh stories. Well, and there was a series when I was growing up. I don't know if it was, like, original at the time. But I watched that all the time as a kid. I don't know if it was, like, older and I just watched it because it was... I don't remember if it was on, like, PBS or something. But I remember watching that when I was little. I wasn't a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, but I do have fond memories of that show. I feel like I should look for that. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Although it's not my favorite show from when I was a kid. I would have to say that my favorite show is probably Fraggle Rock. I love Fraggle Rock. Oh my gosh. Does Disney own Fraggle Rock? I don't think they do. I know they own... Do they own the Muppets? I think it's the Muppets that they own. Now I want to play a game about Fraggle Rock. I want to be a Fraggle. But I'm a big fan of, like, all things Jim Henson, so... I just watched a reaction, or listened. Most of the things I consume are listening. But I listened to a couple of ladies watch Labyrinth for the first time, and they were just having the greatest time. I was like, yay! Although one of them was like, if I had watched this as a kid, everything would have been covered in glitter. I would have been putting glitter on trees and putting glitter everywhere. I was like, you know, that's valid. I did see a comment below there, too, that was like, you wouldn't have had any glitter. We used it all in the 80s. Which I also thought was hysterical. Although that's not true. Body glitter in the 90s was a thing. Fraggle Rock was awesome. Yes. Indeed. I've tried to get my kids into it a couple of times. My oldest, I feel like, has been more charmed by it, but my little one could almost care less, which is like, man. But the things he's really into is not that vibe at all, so I just don't think it's like... I think when he's a few years older, maybe. But he goes through phases, too. Like, he was really big into geography for a long time. He's gotten really into math. He's gotten really into space. He's been really into Mario and Sonic, and lately he's playing a game called Geometry Dash, which is almost like... It's one of those kind of games where it's a side scroller, it's really fast paced, it's you know, one of those precision kind of games where you're meant to fail it like dozens if not hundreds of times as you build the muscle memory of going through this level super fast. So he's really into that right now. He used to be into languages. Like, there are things that he's gotten into that I'm like, man, I've never had an interest in geography. Not like as a fun thing to try and remember. He got into flags for a long time, to the point where he was drawing historical flags for like different countries where they had changed over the last, I don't even know, 400 years. And then he would design his own flag, and then he would have designs of it evolving over, you know, several hundred years or whatever. I'm just like, dude, you're 5. What are you doing? I've never had interest in doing that. Grew up with Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights. Ah, I don't know if I watched that. again, with so much in the world, you know? A lot of our memories are going to be very similar if we grew up at the same time, but then there's still going to be gaps where it's like, how did I miss that? Or maybe I just don't remember what it was called, you know? Like maybe I watched it but don't remember. That is always possible. Or it's like a Mandela effect. I'm really curious what that Winnie the Pooh... Because it had like an older guy that would... It was like a bedroom... And he would be reading the stories. Winnie the Pooh TV show? 1980s. He'll be 60 this year. So that might have been before my time. Unless they reran it. Was it the... It's not the new... Is it the New Adventures? I'm gonna have to look into that because now that I've unlocked this memory, I feel like I need to look it up and have that nostalgic with John Fielder. Jim Cummings, what? Excuse me. He's a voice, right? Jim Cummings? Yes. Okay. Uh-huh. But he would like sit down like he was reading a story to the kids. And then it would go into the show. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to like, you know how you can be reminded of something you haven't thought about since you were a kid, and then you'll go and you'll look it up, or you'll hear a song, like you'll find the song or you'll find the video or whatever, and it'll just be like, core memories unlocked. Have you seen Inside Out 2? There's a moment in that that's really funny. That involves memory.
Am I right?
I think that's out on Disney Plus now. I kind of want to watch it again. I'm a big fan of the Inside Out movies. There was something else, like, not that long ago that I hadn't seen in ages, and I was just like, wow. Not that I remembered it all, but... I also keep meaning to go back and rewatch some of the old Disney cartoons that I haven't seen since I was a kid. I've watched a couple of them. But I feel like I need to continue doing that. Especially if I do actually go through with making like a tiered list of stuff I want to see in this game. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen in so long that it's like I really need the reminder. I also feel like if I'm watching it with the intention of kind of like researching, that I will notice things that I didn't notice before. Like if I'm looking at a movie and also considering like the decorations and aesthetics I'm seeing in the background, like I wouldn't have paid attention to that as a kid. I wouldn't have been like, ooh, I want that sofa in a video game in 30 years. But if I watch it now with like through that lens, I'll be like, ooh, I would really like to have that furniture set. Like I have a feeling there'd be stuff in Lady and the Tramp object-wise that I would never have like registered as a child. But if I watch it now, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. Didn't they have a Lady in the Tramp house at one point? I feel like they did. But love the first one, so I haven't seen Inside Out 2. I would definitely recommend it. So good. So good. I'm glad we don't really go to the theater a ton. Although I think we're going to go see the Minecraft movie because I ended up joining a movie club for one of the theaters in town. So you get a free ticket every month. And then you can get like a discount on snacks. And if you reserve tickets through the internet, you don't have to pay any of the extra fees they usually charge, which is honestly one of the biggest draws for me. But for me, it was about being able to prepay for fun because it's so hard with 4 people. You know, a movie could easily run us close to $100 if we're not careful. So, you know, if we're not doing like the matinee and we're not, you know, we're making sure that nobody's really hungry when we go, or there's the theater that we go to more often is usually more inexpensive. But I remember taking my son to a movie for one of his birthdays. And between the four of us, it cost us about $100. And it was like, because we went on like a Friday night, we got a bunch of snacks. The tickets were more expensive. We don't really go to that theater very often, that theater chain. AMC, we don't use that theater chain very much because their tickets are like twice the price as the other theater. So for me, it was about trying to figure out a way to maybe budget. So we have some tickets saved up. So now we can go see, I mean, it's not for free, but it feels more affordable because we've spread out purchasing the tickets over several months. So I feel like the Minecraft movie is going to be silly, but I feel like, what is it? Who is in there? Momoa and Jack Black, I think, will be enough of a draw for my husband and probably my older kid. He's still into Minecraft, but he's not like huge into it. The little one is super stoked to go see that. So, but we did get to go see Inside Out 2 in the theater. That's where I was going with that. I don't know why I went on this long ass tangent. I do know why, because I'm tangent woman. I also might try and use some of the tickets we earn over this, you know, next several months to try and take my kid to some of his first horror movies in the theater. That should be interesting. Although he is definitely at the point now where I think, is going to be fine with most things. There are some things that I think he'll need to wait another couple of years. Like, I don't think he's ready for 7. And I think he's ready for most of The Exorcist. But there's at least one thing in that movie that I think he'd be very uncomfortable with. It's a very uncomfortable scene, so I mean, it's fair. I mean, I'm sure there are adults that are uncomfortable with that scene. But I, in fact, read The Exorcist as a teenager, and it was like, I can't believe I'm reading this. I can't believe this is in this book. It was one of the most graphic things I'd ever read at that point. I was just like, damn. But, so there are certain things. There are certain things I think he still needs to wait for. There was something else that we were talking about recently, my husband and I, like, oh, is he ready to see that yet? And I'm like, I don't know, what about this scene? And my husband goes, oh, that's a good point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to taking them to something in the theater. I haven't seen a lot about the new Megan movie. The first Megan movie was fun. Creepy dolls and creepy robots all wrapped into one. I didn't even know they were making a second one. Till I was kind of trying to look for movies that were coming out this year since we joined this movie club thing. Yeah. My brain was like, 4 thoughts at once. And then I tried to like start saying some of them. And then I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to make a coherent sentence right there. So I might as well just close my mouth. What is happening outside? It almost sounds like fireworks. That's random. Nothing's going on right now. People are weird. Is 4th of July on a Friday this year? I think it's on a Friday this year. That'll be nice. We always do something for 4th of July, so when it's on like a Tuesday, it's like, man. I mean, we still do stuff, but I think at least 2 of our birthdays this year out of the 4 of us are on weekends this year. Oh no. Is it 3? No, it's 2. I think it's only 2 of us this year. That's always nice too. Birthdays on the weekends. Not that we can't do stuff on other days. I don't know why my brain train is going down. Okay. I think it's because it's getting late. And I'm starting to, like, get deep into tangent thought. That's alright. Let's see. We've done all of the Ancient's Landing. We're almost done with the Tangle. So that means that we only have the Glittering Dunes left. Okay. You know, these are pretty much the goals I had. I had the goals of getting eggs and the goals of getting mist. So it's nice. Sometimes I feel like I've got goals and then I get way too distracted because I'm tired or hyper or both. And which is kind of weird being tired and hyper, but it's a thing and you know, it happens to me all the time. But I'll get distracted and won't actually get as much done as I was hoping to get done. Not that I don't have a good time. I still have a good time. And hopefully I'm at least entertaining when I get in that mode. But I think it's more of like a giddy. You know, like when you're so tired, you're almost slap happy. I feel like that's what I mean when I say I was hyper and tired. But it is nice to kind of feel a little like silly like that, but also still be accomplishing some goals. Oh, the little mushroom ring? The fairy ring? I think those were the only mushrooms over there. I feel like they were purchased from Scrooge. Do you have them unlocked? They pleased me when they came through the shop. I'm pretty sure it's a shop thing. Half the stuff I don't remember where I got. That's part of the reason I put it in my spreadsheet is so that I can remember where the heck things came from. You do? Mm-hmm. Yeah. One day I will make a little fairy fantasy biome. Where those mushrooms were is where my little Tinkerbell house is. And that is the plan for that biome eventually. I don't know if you were in when I was talking earlier about the next room I need to decorate is the first of my art craft spaces that I want to do. And after having to break down my original room, I'm both excited and nervous about getting to it. So I'm kind of glad that the time has come because now I have kind of a deadline, as it were. I mean, it's self-imposed and I could blow it off if I really wanted to, but I do want to, you know, put those rooms together. So theoretically I will start working on that tomorrow. Depends on how my morning goes. But it's like, I just worry that it's not going to be as good as I want it to be. It'll be fine. But it's kind of like that fairy outdoor space, like a fairy forest kind of thing with all the mushrooms and bioluminescent stuff. And like there's so many things that are so pretty. The fairy bubbles, all of that stuff. And there's part of me that's dreading doing it because I'm afraid I'm not going to do a good enough job, and also looking forward to the time when it's like that's the next thing to do, because then it's not some vague point in the future. It's the time is now. You know? I know. I'm using my overthinking brain. Well, and there's part of me that wants to not recreate it because I'm essentially going to take that one room and divide it into probably at least 4 different spaces. And so it's not going to look like that room because I'm not going to use every single object that I thought was super pretty and fun and could fit. I'll use those in different rooms. I mean, I'll probably repeat objects because I can and I like them, but I'm not going to have a painting section and a sewing section and a tea, like, reading nook, and I'm going to have, this room has my painting stuff, and this room has my crafty stuff, and I want to do a workshop type room. Alright, is this where stuff lives? This is not where any of this lives, so I'm not going to, no. I'm not going to stay there. I am going to go put this stuff over here. Oh, I forgot. I moved it. Damn it. It's all the way up here now. I actually feel like I need to move this back down because I don't like it being up here. I moved it for a dream snap. And I don't like it. So. I almost want... It sounds like fireworks, but... I also wonder if it's like gunfire in the distance. Because it's not very loud, so it sounds like it might be far away, but... We're also near some neighborhoods where people get stupid with, like, celebration. They'll shoot guns into the air, and it's like, really, y'all? So I'm hoping it's fireworks. Because usually there's a different sound to it, but if it's further away than I'm used to... Ugh. People being dumb. Because it's pretty regular right now. I mean, like, not regular, like, rhythmic, but just, like, happening frequently. So it's kind of odd. Oh, well. At least it sounds like it's in the distance, so I don't have to, like, really get worried about it. Hopefully. See, that almost sounded like a firework. Okay, I'm overthinking it. Yeah, that sounds like firecrackers. Okay, that makes me feel better because I was starting to go, what is that? It's stressful. Oh, somebody's setting off a lot of firecrackers now. Okay. Is there a sporting event? Is there something happening? Usually that's what it is. Is there a sporting event? Sporting event. Today. It doesn't really look like it. I don't really know. I don't pay attention to sports ball. The only sports ball I really pay attention to is football. And that's just because my husband is of late, like, I don't know, the last 5 years has gotten back into football. So. Oh, maybe baseball. Maybe. I am out of the loopy on baseball. My husband's not a baseball fan. And I like going to sporting events more than I like watching sporting events at home. So, unless it's with like a group of people. Like, football this last year was pretty fun just because we would have friends over for it. Do I need to sell anything? I need to drop off these seeds. That's why I was like, I know there was a reason I came to the plaza. Okay. Alright. Yeah, for a second there, I was like, people getting crazy out there, but once the firecrackers started going, I was like, okay, good. Just overthinking it. Alright. How much did I get? Did I even pay attention? No. Oh, good. So I got over 4,000. That's not too bad. What time are we looking at? Yeah, I should probably wrap it up here pretty quick. Partially because I am starting to get tired enough to be like, okay, woman, you're getting there. But also, like, it just would be smart. I still gotta get up at stupid early times. I can't wait till my 14-year-old is getting himself up. Like, I told him this morning, I'm like, I was getting myself up for school in 6th grade. And you are not in 6th grade. He has been setting his alarm for 5:30 in the morning. And it wakes me up underneath him because his bedroom's right above our bedroom. So I get woken up by his. And it's not even a sound. It's the vibration of his phone. So I hear it and it wakes me up. And then he won't turn it off. I was like, why are you setting your alarm for 5:30? I know the thought process is he thinks he wants to wake up earlier, but then he doesn't actually want to wake up earlier when the time comes. So frustrating. It's like, please stop setting your alarm for 5:30. It's waking me up and then I'm cranky. Now, usually I can get back to sleep for a little bit, but anyway. One day he won't require me being up that early to help him get up. But the stress of having him miss the bus outweighs, I don't know, the pressure, I think, for me to, like, really insist. Because I think that's what taught me about getting up earlier, was having to wake my mom up when I missed the bus. Like, it was a terrible feeling waking her up for that. So anytime I had to do it, I always felt bad. So I feel like he's going to have to go through that. Although it's my husband who will have to wake up, which means if he's grumpy, then I will probably still end up awake. Which is fine. I still have to get up and help the little one because he is only in 2nd grade, so he's definitely going to need help for a while. I just realized I threw... It doesn't matter. There was like a little rubber band that had fallen in my lap, and I think it was from the little canvas painting thing, but oh well. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm getting even more loopy. So... thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, new Dream Snaps video tomorrow. And probably a craft stream on Sunday, unless it's freezing in my garage. And I probably will not be here next Thursday, as I believe I have an obligation for my kid. And so, you know, that's priority. But, yeah. I hope you have a lovely day, nighttime, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye. Uh-oh. Okay, bye.